28. The Social Outcast podcast. I am your host, Marsh, and these are my two co-hosts.
The Radical Machine.
And
Blitz.
welcome. Let's start off the episode with a story that's still in my head and I don't forget it.
It's a ghost story.
Yeah, kind of. It's kind of spooky. Spooks. Last weekend, shortly after our podcast, I went for a walk. So it was about 11, roughly, probably midnight maybe. So it was pretty dark, very well dark, and I went and visited the old hideout that we kind of crashed.
I don't have the soundboard with me, but if I did, I would have played the clip. Reminds me of the old days.
I'll get your sound machine.
Right.
Anyway, continue.
So, went and walked past it, and, having some fun. And what happened was, it was obviously very dark. There's no lights out there. There's lights leading through the neighborhood, but there's no lights once you get out into the big field because it's way far back from roughly any point of civilization. For all intents and purpose, it might as well be post-apocalyptic. It's that much fun. So, what happened was I got out there and I was passing the track. That's right next to this. Right next to the sidewalk. And so I get past it and I'm looking and I'm like, that looks like someone over there. I don't think I'm going to go mess with them. I'm just going to turn back and walk right back. So I get back to the other fence.
Don't you want to meet Shade?
No. But,
Suddenly, the wind starts picking up.
Meet your own character.
The crickets go quiet.
yeah, dude, it was super quiet out there. It's definitely weird when you're away a good amount of distance from people. It's freakishly quiet. It does not compare whatsoever to my uncle's down in North Carolina. When you're out there, it is pitch black. It is super dark. I'm not sure if I actually told that story. I'll get to that in a minute.
You can actually, though, see the stars in that case because you're away from civilization. You don't have light pollution.
Except when it's cloudy.
Except when it's cloudy, then it's...
I'll get to it because it was right around Christmas time. I'll get to it because that's a funny story and my uncle's a dick because of it. If you're listening out there, you know what you did. But I'll explain it in a minute.
Isn't it quiet at your uncle's?
It is. That's what I was saying.
But you said it was quieter.
It's quieter at my uncle's than what it is over there.
Okay.
Anyway, so what had happened last week was I'm walking and I see what I think is someone just walking back and forth across the sidewalk. I'm like, I'm just going to turn around and not mess with this. Yeah, back and forth, back and forth. Man, we're falling apart.
Yes.
But no, so I'm like, not going to mess with it. I'm going to turn right back around, walk away. That's what I did. And so that little area is, it's kind of weird because you walk down this street through a neighborhood. You got to pass through a fence to get into this field. And then you got to pass into another fence because it leads off into a school area. And so when I got to that second fence that blocked it from the field to the school field, I started hearing someone fucking laughing. Very quiet. I just hear ha 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 ha. Very quiet, very low, very crazy. I'm like, what the fuck? And so I turn right back around.
Tell me about that.
Walk halfway through, kneel down in the grass. I call her because I don't know if someone's following me or fucking with me. So cause I remember you were headed over, but but you weren't going to be there for like a half hour or so by the time I was out there.
Oh, that's why you didn't invite me to go then, because I told you to wait for me, because I was going to be back.
You said you were going to be there at like 11, which was like in an hour. So I'm like, okay, if he's not going to be back till 11, he probably wouldn't want to go out that late.
I would have.
But obviously we're about to go and do that after the show. But
The nostalgia, man.
yeah, no kidding.
Too many good memories. Anyway, so how did this laughing
I don't know.
maniac...
I walked right past it, did not give a shit. I'm talking to her because I'm like, if you hear screaming and shouting and like what sounds like someone being murdered, you know where to find my body, roughly. So you can call the cops pretty quickly. Which is essentially like the gimmick I was going off of.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I turned right around, walked back, knelt down in the grass as low as I could, stared back at the fence line because I could see the lights from the houses behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like looking,
Or any kind of silhouette or something.
you know, seeing if I could see a silhouette and whatnot, if anybody was walking. No, I'm like, screw it, I'm just going to go and walk past it and not give a shit. And that's what I did. I'm like, okay, I'm past the killer zone. I'll be home shortly. I just walked the rest home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely not fun. So, it definitely sucks. But, probably all my imagination, except for the laughing, because that honestly sounded like it was far off at a distance.
Maybe somebody was having... Because was it a warm night or not really?
Yeah, it was a warmer
Because I
night.
was going to say, maybe like somewhere off in the distance, somebody was having a bonfire.
I could smell it too.
Or, yeah.
Like
so
when I walked back
that's
into
probably
the
what you
neighborhood.
heard, to be honest. You probably just
Yeah.
heard people socializing several hundred yards away.
But me, I'm a very paranoid person. I like to let my imagination run. And like, I'm sitting in the dark, you know, laying in bed. Someone's
And then you
being
hear
rude.
rustling like that, and you
Yeah.
get all restless.
Or I'm sitting there playing prey, and then I hear something fall in God knows where. I'm like, is this game fucking with me right now?
See what I
Well,
did
you-
there? I
you-
was making you paranoid.
See, you don't want to... So, like, at my place, I had some stuff hanging up at one point, and I had these little hooks that you don't, like, nail into the
Command
wall.
strips.
You just... Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, apparently they don't work very well, because I had something hanging up, and then just one night, it's like in the middle of the night, I'm having a hard time sleeping, and I just hear... Like, because it slid all the way down, so it made like this really... It sounded like something like tearing down
Like
something.
a creeper?
No, but I'm saying like it like a tearing sound though, because it was like crack, and then it was like sliding down the wall and crashed.
That
I was like, whoa, somebody breaking in here?
sucks.
Maybe it was too heavy.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
my
no.
mom
Size
swears
or
by
something.
command strips. It's
Yeah.
really weird.
No, they didn't. It didn't work too well for me. I mean, it was hanging up for a couple of months, and then just one night.
What were you
night,
hanging up? Just out of
A
curiosity.
picture.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
A glass break?
No, it was not glass at all.
Oh.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
So, whatever. I was like, okay, so much for that. And then, of course, I can't use the air conditioning at my place because it makes these horrifying electrical sounds that I don't even want to bother messing with.
Yeah, and then...
Sounds like there's a cat in there.
No, it
Wait,
just sounds
what was
like
the movie?
something's wrong with the wiring. That's all.
10
Wonderland?
Cloverfield Lane.
Oh,
Where something's messing with the air filters. They got to go up, and they had the girl crawl through the vents in order to like flip a switch because something was like blocking the doorway up there. So that's like very spooky shit.
Mm-hmm.
Then yeah, no, it's
I really enjoyed that movie.
yeah, me too. But there was a fire a couple buildings down, and it's one of those things where you look at it on the news, and it's like, oh, this apartment building burned down, and you know everyone got out, a couple people were injured, and whatnot. And you never think it could happen to you.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you realize very quickly that it's like anything can happen at any moment if you live in an apartment. Mainly because you have other people around you in the same building. You never know. The guy across the hall downstairs could be a total psychopath who's got like a meth lab in his apartment and have it explode one
That would be
day
pretty
and
stupid.
whatnot. Yeah, it's stupid, but it happens. Then very quickly you realize like you're not really a bystander anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You watch the news and you get the bystander effect where it's like, that'll never happen to me, Shit, actually. It could. You never know. A month or two earlier, or a month or two after, we could have been in that building. And who knows? It was a pretty late fire and happened at 11 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Tore through the whole thing. Two buildings were connected, 8 units apiece, 16 units gone, total loss. And you slowly realize, like, yeah, no, you're no longer a bystander. It will very much happen to you, probably. There's a high chance, anyway, if you're in an apartment, because you can never tell what other people are up to.
Well, it's not even that. Like, you don't know that was anyone's fault. Like I said,
True.
It could have been.
They don't know.
It could have been
what.
electrical wiring that was old, and it was hot and dry out that night, and
Yeah.
maybe there was a spark from an electric plug or wire or something, catches something on fire, thing goes up in flames. I mean,
That reminds me, that could have been us. When we first moved in, there was the gas leak.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's a whole different thing. Gas leaks, like, terrifying too because you don't even notice it. You get carbon monoxide and you just suffocate from it. You don't see it. You don't know it's coming.
Yeah, no,
and then
that's what happened within, the first 2 weeks?
Yeah.
So we had moved in here, and Chrissy mentioned it, because I thought I was just going crazy. I'm like,
after about a week,
nah,
I
it's
started
gone.
noticing, like, a funny smell. I just didn't take notice of it.
And then she brought it up to me, and I'm like, that's gas. Shit. And it was, like a Thursday?
I don't remember.
Well, long story short,
Long ago.
we called the gas company immediately, and it's like, yeah, there's gas leaking in our apartment right now, and here's the apartment number, and shut it off immediately. And then they went through and found it. It was a faulty intake pipe.
Something on the furnace.
Yeah, there was like
Coming
a pipe
or going from the furnace.
that had very definitive holes in the pipe. And it's like, oh, that's great.
It was
so,
pretty rusted.
So, had to call maintenance.
They said.
And then also, before the gas company guy left, he went through and checked all the vents up top and is like, yeah, you got carbon monoxide leaking out of these at a pretty slow rate. Like, great.
Yeah.
That's super fun.
At first, it wasn't very strong, so I didn't pay any attention to it.
It came and went. It did not stick around. Like, you would smell it, and by the time you went back, it was gone. You couldn't smell it again.
That was the weird thing. And
But also, we kept the closet closed, and that's where our furnace is.
Yeah.
So it's like, if anything, it would only leak, like, through the gaps of the door frame, so...
After a few days, it became stronger, and that's when I brought it up to Marshall. I was like, there's no way I'm just smelling something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was, and then come to find out, oh yeah, there's holes in the pipe in your furnace, and also it's leaking carbon monoxide, apparently. So when we asked about the carbon monoxide leaking out of the vents, they're like, yeah, just shut the vents.
Thanks. That's real good advice.
So
it doesn't, get rid of the gas.
Doesn't get rid of the problem. There's who knows?
That's what
Maybe.
the maintenance guy said, but the energy guy said to do that while the rest of it vented out.
Yeah, we just opened the doors. I was at work while the guy was working on it. She was here, so she just sat on the couch wrapped up in a comforter from the bed and whatnot. But yeah, terrifying stuff.
What really gets me is that they said they had replaced all the appliances.
Apparently not. Jackasses.
All new appliances.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Horror stories. Speaking of horror stories, it's down at my uncle's place. I don't know if I've ever told you this story.
Okay.
I might have, but it's a dickish story on behalf of my uncle, so you can thank him.
But you felt better when you were going through, right?
No, I didn't. I did not whatsoever feel good about it.
Maybe if you were confident with the gun.
Oh no, I was confident with a gun. Something entirely different though.
Oh.
So my uncle lives in the part of the country where it takes a half hour of him speeding down the road to get to the nearest town. So he does like 60, and he's literally 30 miles outside of the nearest amount of civilization. And even then, they ain't got shit. It's like an hour to the nearest Target or food store. So it's a long ass drive. It's not fun. So he lives out there, and he has confirmed sightings of a bear, confirmed sightings of a deer, snakes, other lizards. I found a salamander out there. I thought that was fucking cool.
Was it near water?
Yeah, no, that's the weird thing. No, it wasn't. No, yeah, it was near a pond.
Okay.
So, I mean, a pond. It's not like a lake or anything. But no, so, confirmed wildlife. Confirmed dangerous wildlife.
A gun wouldn't help you with the snake.
Then, it's about, midnight. And he's like, man, I really needed to get my mail. Hey, Marshall. Go get my mail.
I think you've told me this story before. Go proceed. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure you've told me this story before, but go on.
Probably.
This sounds very familiar now.
So he's like, hey, Marshall, go get my mail for me. I'm like, get your own mail. I'm not going out there at night. I'm staying right here by the campfire, next to the guns, sitting right next to you. My uncle's a redneck. Uncle's a redneck. Lives in the South. Is with the military. He kind of has connections with firearms. Handful of guns. So he had a shotgun out in the shed. He carried his pistol with him at all times. And I think he even had a second shotgun out there because we had been target shooting before, and I kind of chipped his windshield with the birdshot. Trying to shoot a steel door.
Was that the time that he made the sign?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh.
That sign.
Okay.
Not going into that sign. Let's just say he is from the South. So.
White man from the South.
Leave it at that. And so he's like, you're not going to go get my mail? I'm like, no way. You're crazy. Like, all right, fine here. He hands me his pistol. And he's like, there's double safety on it. Safety on the side. And then you got to actually squeeze the grip. It had like a button safety on the on the back part of it. So if you just held it like this and tried squeezing it, there's a button right there. So you actually had to hold the grip tight. A laser would come on, and then it's ready to shoot. Then you can pull the trigger. But otherwise, you couldn't. So it's like, so the side safety's off. You squeeze the handle, you pull the trigger, it will shoot. Takes out the magazine, looks at it, puts the magazine back in. Here you go. Now go get my mail. All right, fine, whatever.
You should have told him you'd get it in the morning.
So he sends me off, and I got the gun holding down to the ground. You know, gun safety 101. You never want to actively aim it. You know, hold it to the ground.
Of course not. Don't have your finger on the trigger
Yep.
at all.
Nope. On the side. Down to the ground. Safety's off.
You say this as you pull out some big firearm. Here.
Airsoft
Big
pistol.
firearm,
Airsoft.
huh?
Airsoft pistol.
It's not even a big
So-
firearm.
Down to the ground. You know, walking just at my side. Casual as I possibly can. So, walking through, and he also lives a quarter mile from his mailbox through the woods that he made his own path.
There's woods in between his...
Yes. You haven't been there. I have. Let me tell a story.
I didn't know about the forest.
Yeah,
The
no.
Titan forest.
So yeah, there's woods all around, and it's about a quarter mile through the woods that he cleared out himself and made a path to get to and fro. Otherwise, you would have to walk around a quarter mile this way, quarter mile that way, a little bit backtracking.
It'd be a nice jog.
Yeah, no.
No same person would do that.
He has 11 acres down south, so he's got a lot of land. So, just to get to the mailbox, or, you know, walk a quarter mile straight through the woods, the dark-ass woods, then get
Where
the
there's
mail.
been a confirmed bear sighting.
Right, which is why I didn't want to do it. So that's when he handed me the gun. Perfectly fine. So I'm walking, and I probably get a quarter of the way through the woods. Quarter of the way down the path. All of a sudden, I hear something. Like, hand is squeezing the trigger now. I am no longer relaxed. I am looking for something to shoot at, because what the fuck was that? All of a sudden, I hear, you know, if you keep the light off, dumbass, your eyes would adjust to the dark, and you could see perfectly fine. I turn around, it's my uncle who threw his beer bottle at me. And he's like, I'm like, you gave me a gun, set me off walking in the dark-ass woods, only to come and fuck with me? You're not worried at all that I was going to shoot you or anything? And he's like, well, for starters, I doubt you would actually shoot anything else that's living. You'd probably just run like a chicken shit. Second of all, and I still have my flashlight, and so holds up in the flashlight, pulls out the magazine. There's no bullets in it. Like, thanks. What would actually happen if there's a bear in here or anything?
Click, click, click.
Puts the bullets in. He's like, that's what I'm here for. I don't trust you. I'm like, thanks.
At least he didn't come out wearing a bear pelt.
Oh, God.
Pull some Bill Murray Zombieland shit.
Yeah, essentially.
That would have scared the hell out of me.
That's how you do a ghost story.
Honestly, if
That would be amazing. He comes
if that would have happened,
like making like some sound or something.
in all
Got a
honesty,
bear pelt on.
probably wouldn't have pulled the trigger. I probably would have just tried running.
No, you probably would have just froze in place in fear.
Or that.
Yeah.
Or
You
that.
were what? 14?
Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So, that's... My uncle's kind of a dick. Let's just say that. So yeah. And then one time we almost accidentally... well, he, not me. I saw it. I'm like, whoa, stop, stop, stop. Your cats are rummaging through there, attacking the big-ass bees that you have here. It's like... Excuse me. Oscar, get the hell out of there. Shoo. Cat wasn't moving anywhere. Pulls off to the side. The cat's that way. Shot into the ground. Cat didn't move. Cat barely flinched. He like looked up. Back to hunting the bees. Did not give a shit.
Why those bees though?
Like
Did he not get stung?
I have no clue.
That the cat was a girl.
They were wild cats. That's for sure.
Oh.
He had like 3 or 4. and he had 3 dogs. One of them got ran over. Then, no, he actually had 4 dogs. One of them just died of old age, so he buried it out on his property. Started a nice pet cemetery too. So buried it out on his property. One of the other dogs got ran over. Then one of the cats got ran over. Then the other dog died of. Then the other 2 dogs died of old age. Now they have 2 Dobermans that the 6-year-old girl just tosses around like little dolls and stuff. Like if they start acting
Is it a
up.
boy or girl dog?
I think both. So if like one of the dogs starts acting up, you'll just see my cousin go over and like grab around its neck and be like, "All right, now sit." It just forces them to sit and like be good.
Does he have like, a pack of hounds? And you press a button, release the hounds.
Unleash the hounds.
Usually the boy dogs are more doofuses.
Right. Now, I don't know what animals he's got. I know he's got the 2 Dobermans, handful of cats, because they're just wild cats, so he doesn't care.
Does he unfix?
I don't know. Probably not.
Probably not.
Cats are probably good mousers. Seriously.
Yeah, no.
Take care of.
Probably. All the various pests.
Well,
Snakes, too.
If they live
maybe.
outside,
Yeah.
they would need to.
And then more recently, he bought my cousin 3 turkeys. For whatever reason.
Just to have turkeys.
Honest to God, turkey pets. That's it.
I'm surprised he doesn't have like any sheep or anything like that.
It was either the turkeys or a goat, and he went with the turkeys because she wanted the turkeys.
Oh,
the goat would have too much attitude.
Maybe.
He'd be chewing everything.
Maybe that's why it beat up Jackson.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. My mother and grandmother took Jackson to a petting zoo, and the little goat like tackled him and actually tackled him or headbutted him.
Headbutted him.
Yeah, headbutted him.
Probably
and
a
knocked him on
friendly
his ass.
headbutt.
Oh yeah, no, playing
Because
around.
it was a baby goat.
Yeah.
No, that was really funny to hear
That's
that
definitely
story.
somewhere I want to go when we go to Frankenmuth next.
Yeah, yeah.
Because now I want to take Jackson to a petting zoo and see it for myself, but he'll be a little bigger.
Just today, since we're talking about animal stories, just today one of my coworkers was telling me how he has a lot of deer in his backyard, and there was a buck back there one day, and his dog got loose and tried to challenge the buck.
Oh.
And the buck went head down with the antlers, and the dog's like, "Oh crap, let me get out of here." The buck chased him all the way across the yard apparently, and my coworker's like, "I better stop this nonsense." Went out and somehow defused the situation by picking up the dog, and the buck didn't attack him. And he said it just snorted at him and stared him down. And he like picked up his dog. He's like, "Okay, I'm out of here. See you later." And it's like snorting.
Thank you, King of the Forest. My dog's a dumbass. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Get back in the house.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that dog, he's like, goes out there, "Oh, I can take this. Oh, maybe I can't take this thing."
I'm surprised the dog came to his senses. I thought the dog would have still tried.
Just got absolutely wrecked.
Dogs are so goddamn dumb.
I had a dog, somebody, when I was riding my bike, and it was like, one of those houses on the main road, so I'm riding past it. Apparently the dog wasn't on the leash and started chasing me.
Oops.
You were a car.
Chased. No, I was on my bike.
I know. You were like a car.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. He chased me a pretty good distance, but it was a small dog, so he didn't have...
Small dogs are always vicious.
Yeah, exactly. So he didn't have very big legs, so he couldn't catch up to me. Yeah. I kept looking back to see where it was, and I started like pedaling really fast too. I'm like, oh no, I'm not having this stupid dog attack my legs while I'm biking. So yeah, I just like pedaled really fast. He couldn't keep up with me. I heard like the owner shouting. I'm like, nope, I'm not even gonna go back to apologize. That's your problem. Your dog.
You're the dumbass who didn't put it on the leash.
That's what I mean, exactly. I kept going. I'm like, but I don't think they were yelling at me. I think they were yelling at their dog. But still, I'm just
hey,
like,
dumbass, get back here.
Yeah, but I'm like, nope, I'm just gonna keep on going. I don't even care if I'm
It was
getting.
the dog that chased you.
Yeah, exactly.
Dogs are
It was
so dumb.
Kind of funny though. Yeah, and yeah, it was one of those small dogs.
There's a perfect picture. My old dog, my old Lhasa, tiny ass dog, and whatnot. Thought he had the biggest bite in the town and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Super, super vicious towards anything that was on the other side of that glass door. When it actually came to it, my parents' glass door. When it actually came to it, and he's like face to face with something else. Nope, 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 nope. Get the hell away from me. Oh, I'll snarl and bark. I ain't doing shit though. I'm not fucking with you.
You know why?
Except the goddamn geese.
Oh, geese are mean.
He would chase those fuckers off like it was nothing.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the geese would chase him.
No.
I believe that.
No,
Those are
he
mean.
would chase the geese off. It was the funniest damn thing to see. My mom actually snapped like the best picture that I have of that dog. And it's him, full sprint. You see his front paws and his back paws fully extended. You see him just hauling ass. And this goose just wings flapped up, flying away like a little bitch. Best picture I got of that dog.
I'm impressed. I am really impressed. I mean, I've seen YouTube videos of like a cat hissing at a alligator and the alligator like backing off.
Oh yeah, there's
those are always kind of funny too.
You
It's
know
like,
why?
come on, it's a little cat hissing at you and you're just like, nope, I'm out of here. Bye.
Do I have enough
Because
here?
they were bred to be guard dogs and they're stupid.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, no, that was honestly one of the best pictures I have that we have
Best
of that
Irish
dog.
joke ever.
You okay?
It's the
At
stuff.
any rate. The vodka?
That's what you're calling it?
So we went to the movies.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to see Alien Covenant, and that was a really good movie. Spooky, obviously, terrifying as hell, kind of creepy and unsettling at times. Obviously, because it's alien monster movie. But yeah, no, there were just some scenes with certain characters. It's like, this is really unsettling. This is like the creepiest ever. And it was some of the most uncomfortable things I've ever seen in a movie. Oh, it was so funny. But yeah, no, it was really good movie and lots of fun. I recommend it. People obviously say that it's terrible
wow.
because it's.
You look so different.
People say that it's terrible because it's
but
not.
You look so cute.
People say it's terrible because it's not the original, but no, I don't care.
I mean, there's always going to be elitists who
Yeah.
put more value on nostalgia than new things, right?
Like the fact that you have to make alien movies more violent than necessary.
All right, we're going to talk about this now, apparently. Violence in movies. What determines unnecessary
I'm just
violence?
talking about the alien.
No. You already know this. You already know the scenario. I'm asking him now.
Okay.
Because
So what would be my definition of unnecessary violence?
in a horror movie with an alien, I'm going to give you a scenario here.
Mm-hmm.
A couple scenarios. So you have vague spoilers. But so if you don't want Alien Covenant spoilers, tune out here a little bit.
Or mute or something.
Or mute.
Yeah.
What can I do? Do I have the Xenomorph picture still on here? I hope I do. Do
I
I?
didn't think you got rid of any.
No, I don't. Shit. Okay. Well, can't do anything about that, but
Well, look at what you always do.
you know, I'll make a note in the description of when we stop talking about it. So for the next couple of minutes, we're gonna be talking Alien Covenant spoilers and what determines overkill on the violence. So,
I mean, I can speak
Yes.
to that in general too, not just about a particular movie.
well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'll give you examples from the movie because her...
So you want me to say like thumbs up or thumbs down if I think it's
Right.
too okay?
So, like, her point of view is that there was too much violence. It was overly violent.
And you know it's a horror movie, right?
It's
So
a horror
going to
movie.
be-
It's about killer aliens. It's about very violent aliens.
Mhm.
So,
May I make a comment?
what?
Was Prometheus not also a horror movie?
It was more of a thriller. They actually actively said in this movie, oh, these organisms are very vicious, very violent, over the top, incredibly hostile.
Mhm.
They like say in the movie, do not fuck with these things. They are mean as shit.
You won't be joining the Prometheus school of running from things.
They didn't have that for once. For once.
Isn't that the
I'm
running
amazed.
joke from that old channel, Cinema Sins? It was
Yeah.
like, I seen this guy went to the Prometheus school of running away from
They,
things.
honest to God, didn't have any big things falling and them just running like a bunch of morons. They actually had... well, no, I can't say they actually had logic because there was some stupid shit that went on in this movie and I was like visibly furious and pissed about it.
Annoyably infuriated.
I'm like, no, stop it! I almost stood up in the movie theater. I'm like, no, you dumbass, run the fuck away! I was so...
When you're in a horror movie, you make bad decisions. It's what you do.
I was so pissed.
I love that commercial.
I was so pissed.
Yeah.
Because, like, ugh, and it's obvious that, like, one character is like, I'm the one that's going to make all this happen, and you guys can't stop me. It's like, you bastards! Well, at any rate, so, first starting off, you know it's the Alien franchise, Ridley Scott. There's going to be chest bursters. So there's going to be things exploding out of people. All right? So, I'm going to say that gets a pass. That I'm not going to, like...
That's what the franchise is famous for.
Yes. I'm not going to put that up on the table and say, is this too violent or is this not? It's out of the question.
I did like that part because I never got to see what happened after the alien first burst out of the victim's chest.
Right. True. Well, yeah, it did happen, like, pretty quickly. Like, these ones happened in a couple of hours, but, like, you know, the first couple of them
Yeah,
burst
they
out of the
were-
backs.
They were quicker than in the later
And then they were
movies.
quick as shit. And then, well, no, the first one burst out of the back. The second one, like, actually came up and out of the mouth. That was super disturbing. And, like, that kind of just creeps me the fuck out. That's really fucked up. So those were some of the new twists. And then, like, the typical bursting out of the chest, you know, couple spurts of blood, and then it's like, boom, here we are, you know. Now it's an actual xenomorph, you know, the metallic black, the sheen, the pipes going out of its back, you know, traditional alien shit.
Right.
And then, you know, you get the first kill, it's a mauling, because it's still, like, the size of a cat, but growing. You can actually see it visibly grow,
I didn't.
like, as this scene goes on. So, like, it gets out, and it's probably about, like, this big. It starts attacking the person beside it, and, you know, someone walks in with a gun, obviously, and it's like, oh, what's going on? Oh, I'm going to go around this corner now, shoot the gun, slip in the blood. It's like, Okay. So there's blood all
so
over.
it's one of those movies.
Yeah. So there's blood all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
She shoots, misses, whatever. Runs out, and as she's getting out, it's like breaking down the door, and it's starting to get bigger. And by the time, like, she actually gets out, grabs another gun because she dropped it back in the medical bay. She gets out, grabs the other gun, starts shooting at this thing through a net, hits its fuel pump, and then it explodes. But the thing ran off because she actually hit it.
Pump?
No, the ship's fuel pump.
Mm-hmm.
So, and by like this time, it's the size of a small child. So it runs off, and everybody else is running up, and then it's like, oh, ship's blowing up. So they showed a brief mauling, then another alien attack with some gunfire, and then an explosion that confirms the deaths of the other 2 ship crew on that ship.
Okay.
Fair? Unfair? Too over the top?
No.
Okay. And I'm just I'm not trying to put you down and say like you're overreacting, Chrissy. I'm just saying like I'm explaining the scenes that had happened.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like if you go into one of those movies, you just expect that kind of stuff. Like, I don't watch those kind of movies because I don't really care for the genre in general.
Right.
So I don't.
But see, okay, I'll make a reference here. Cloverfield. Have you ever seen that one? Okay, well
I'm
at
trying
any
to
rate.
think.
At any rate,
Yeah.
it still had sort of like the same principle. You got bit by one of the aliens, you got really sick, a couple hours later, oh, you exploded. Because movie plot.
That
Whatever.
Right.
Maybe
Because
not too
reasons.
much.
Back then, she explained to me the situation where she tried going to see Cloverfield with her family. She had to walk out because of that scene. It just made her so uneasy. And it's probably the found footage film genre as well that
I don't even
did it
remember.
into
if they
Yeah, well, found footage is
actually-
like a spin-off of the horror genre.
Blair Witch, yeah.
Yeah.
But so at any rate, the backburster comes out ripping out of this dude. The guy throws up another one. And then like the classical chest burster
Yeah.
that popped up. You know, I'm like, I actually turned to her. I'm like, hey, are you okay? Do you need are you good? Or is this starting to get too much? If it's getting too much, I'll walk out of this movie theater with you. I don't care. I'll come back and see it by myself. I have no problem
Right.
with doing that. You know, I was like making sure that it wasn't so
There
over
was
the top.
no gore. That was it.
That was a surprising thing. The goriest part was probably a severed head. And even then, it was like submerged underwater, and you just saw that there was
You
visibly
didn't see any gore.
a body with no head.
Just could
Yeah.
tell it was severed.
And then maybe like science gore, if that makes sense. Like dissections,
Okay.
Yeah.
you know.
Like-
Not like, oh, I'm going to put my hand through you and rip out your entrails and then strangle you with them. Nothing like
Like
that.
you're doing a high school
Slasher film.
pig dissection.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so there was no like over-the-top gore. There was a lot of blood. There was the classical, oh, it's blood's acid. It's eating through my fucking face. You know, help me out here. You know, there was that.
They didn't show any bones. That was nice.
Right? It didn't get whole Two-Face Harvey Dent Batman on us.
More like
Can we
quarter
trust
face.
him? Can we trust him? We're past that.
It was quarter
Ah,
face.
there's nowhere to go. So there was no like over the top. There was definitely a lot of blood. There was some stupid mistakes. Only a couple. I'll admit that. There was only one or two. And then I'm not even going to go into the finale of the movie, but there's obviously another one planned. He has confirmed it. It's like, yeah, I'm already working on the next one, so that way you guys don't have to wait a shitload time. And
I
we
can
can just
think of a sin right now.
get right into it. Oh, no shit. I can think of plenty. It's like, that's bullshit. The end definitely screws with your head.
You might not have noticed it.
Because, like, the one guy got attacked by a face hugger. Clearly he's going to have a xenomorph. there was another face hugger attack, but the guy cut it off of the other guy. That's why the acid got on him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, did it get him? Did it not get him? It's not showing any signs. I think he's good. Until, they get back on the ship and it's like, warning, unknown life form in med bay. Like, oh shit. Girl goes running. Danny McBride's standing right there with the gun and is like, let's do this shit. Essentially. And it's like, alright, where is it? Hello? Hello? Where is the fucking thing? Oh, it's over here. And whatnot. It's like, it visibly fucks with your head. It's like, what's going on here?
Mm-hmm.
And, there's 2 androids now. There's a very older model and a very newer model. So you kind of find out what happens to the crew from Prometheus, because Prometheus was a prequel. They didn't call this one Prometheus because they didn't want to associate it with Prometheus, because people said Prometheus was the worst shit ever, blah blah blah. It's like,
do you know why?
okay, fine. That's the thing. Like, I can't even guess to why.
I thought it was
the
a
school
well
of running
done
from
movie.
things.
Maybe,
I don't know.
Maybe the stupid decisions, the playing with the alien goo, the running straight when you see this fucking thing just falling towards you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you got crushed to death because you're a goddamn moron.
So, little things, but it...
And it's like, it's not the heart of Alien, blah, blah, blah. Well, it's...
no, because they were trying to hide that.
Right. Well, the people who, see, I went into Prometheus, didn't know it was an alien movie. There was an end credit scene,
Mm-hmm.
or an after movie, that showed the thing rip its way out of the engineer,
Mm-hmm.
turn into a xenomorph. No, the Deacon. I'm sorry. It was called the Deacon.
Right.
So
But
it was...
a neomorph.
No, that one was called the Deacon. The neomorphs are the white ones in Covenant.
I thought it was what?
No, it was blue.
Oh.
But so, the Deacon was the first of the xenomorph
Mm-hmm.
organism line and whatnot. And so it was a very clear nod because it had the second mouth, and it's like, this is an alien movie?
Yeah.
What? Pure shock.
Right?
I had no clue. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
holy shit. Well, that changes everything now.
And I
Yeah.
remember you going online, seeing, things about it, would it have been possible for the alien DNA stuff to be on the ship? The Nostromo?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, because I had never seen the original Alien before.
Okay.
So I had no backstory to it whatsoever. But if I had seen the Alien franchise,
Mm-hmm.
The very first one and the second one, you obviously the space jockey ship
Okay.
in it. And you see that clearly in Prometheus. And it's like, this is an alien movie.
Okay.
But for someone who went in cold turkey, no backstory whatsoever, it's like, damn, okay, this is mind-blowing. Holy shit.
And it wasn't even meant to be. Yeah.
Well, no, it wasn't meant to be mind-blowing. It's like, we're the Alien franchise. We're bringing it back. I had no clue. It blew me away. And that's really interesting when you go in, you have no clue about previous franchises. You have no clue about a movie. You go in, you sit down, you watch it, and then you know enough about a franchise when they do just smallest little thing. It's like, oh, there it is. Holy shit. That's really awesome.
I would say you get the same joy of that from watching an entire series like Harry Potter. Jackson can watch all the Harry Potter movies, but we had to watch them separately.
Right. Or kids. And I mean 5-year-olds at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Or Jackson even. He's never seen Star Wars. he never grew up in a point in time that didn't have the prequels. You know, he didn't grow up as the prequels were coming out. You know, so he can watch episode 1, 2, and 3, go into 4, 5, 6, and get that surprise of like, oh, Darth Vader is Anakin Skywalker. Or no, like it would be completely obvious at that point in time if he pays attention. But like,
He'll probably already know about Vader before he watches them.
right. But like, I can't remember because I never picked up on that. Like, spoiler. Oh, we're off of Alien, by the way. So we're done with that one. Go see it.
Because
I never...
they never really talk about him being Anakin after he turns.
Right.
Do they even mention that name at all?
They do.
They do.
They do.
Once or twice.
Either Yoda or Obi-Wan mentions it.
In which episode?
5.
But yeah, they don't even mention it in the original
They
one.
briefly
They just
mention
say your father or whatever. They don't actually ever call him by name.
Yeah, they never say Anakin. They never say Darth Vader is your father. You find that out in 5.
Do you think they were going for that? Like, keep it hidden?
I heard it was a...
Yes, it was. Because I remember hearing an interview or hearing about a story where...
Mark Hamill didn't know.
Yeah, Mark Hamill... No.
Or he wasn't told.
He wasn't told until day of that shoot. It's like, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. This line that Vader says when he confronts you is now turning into this and whatnot. Nobody else on the set knew until that very day of shooting. That's when they have the whole big reveal. It's like, no, I am your father. That was the reveal.
Yeah.
End of the movie. Episode 6, it's when he talks with Yoda and Obi-Wan where it's like, yes, he was your father and whatnot.
Thanks for nothing.
And that's when they actually reveal it's like, yeah, no, he is. And then when he's walking with Vader after he turns himself in to go meet the Emperor to kill the Emperor, you know, he very casually remarks, and he's like, I once heard that you were a Jedi known as Anakin Skywalker. And he's like, yes, that was true. I never picked up on that. Not once. I never picked up on the meaning between Darth Vader and Anakin Skywalker.
Okay.
So when I was a kid,
I didn't either.
so when I went and saw episode 3, and you see Anakin being put in the suit.
You should be known as Darth Vader.
Yeah.
I think they hit with that line before he even has the suit.
Yeah. When that happens, it's like, what? I was a stupid kid back then. Because
even I knew that was the case. And I never really paid much attention to episodes 5 or 6. I always watched the original one.
Yeah,
I'd
I
watch
was a
it.
Stupid kid.
I'd watch it on VCR all the way through, pop it in the rewinder, watch it all the way again.
Yeah, that's what I did.
The same movie. I wouldn't even move on to the other ones. I'd just be like, no, I'm going to watch the same one again and again because I love this so much.
Kids are terrible for that.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Jackson to do it. Like some of the dumbest movies out there. Oh, man.
Yeah,
it's either that or it's going to be anime. He's like, let's watch... What's up there? Let's watch Spice and Wolf for the 7th time today.
No.
I was trying to find something a little risky for a small child to watch.
On that aspect, I think I scarred my mother from Barney. She did not want to watch Barney.
You know.
Because he was watching too much of it.
No,
She's like,
I
I'm
watched
done.
too much
Oh,
of it.
you watched too much. She's like, I'm out. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Yeah.
We had like a tape of it, and she had to put it through the rewinder almost 20 times.
Yeah, I did that with Jurassic Park, with Star Wars a lot.
Yeah.
Do you have any stories like that?
Well,
Besides
like I said,
the Star Wars?
I'm trying to think what kind of... What did I watch? I don't even remember really what I watched as a kid, to be honest. Seriously, I don't... Like,
no, that's fair. That's
I mean,
totally fair.
I know I'm sure I watched plenty of, the standard kid offerings, Winnie the Pooh,
I did that a
Barney.
lot.
I'm sure I've seen those. Toy Story I watched a lot.
Yeah. Jackson's infamous for watching one specific episode of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse at my mom's. And I actually
He's
have
like, I want this one.
I thought that was
well,
just
that's the only one that she has recorded.
Okay. But I'm just saying, like, yeah, I know
He keeps
I know that I used to watch a lot of Looney Tunes too. I think I mentioned on the show before the Daffy Duck's Quack Busters. That was actually a really good compilation. They did like several episodes smashed together, and then like between episodes they had like little shorts that like blended them together and made it like one long narrative, which is actually really cool.
That's
but yeah,
really creative.
I also, back in the day when Toonami used to actually be for kids, I remember I used to every day...
Let's face it, it was never meant for kids.
Cyborg 009
I don't know, like,
was
they
on.
were showing like Dragon Ball Z and Gundam Wing. I mean, how is that not kid stuff?
Those can be violent.
Terrorists, for all intents and purposes, Gundam Wing is about terrorism. Trying to tackle a government.
But when you're a kid... Right, you don't.
You don't pay attention to that.
To that side, see, that's the thing. Like when you're a kid, you just see big robots shooting things, and then like when we went back and watched it, like
every second of it.
When we watched like a year, I kind of for whatever reason stopped like 2/3 of the way through it. But like when you go back and watch it as an adult, you realize that like the fighting scenes are the worst part of it. Like they were so like. Because they used the same footage over and over again.
Oh, yeah.
Shoot in front of the camera, shoot to the side, swing to the side. And it's like the same exact, like, stock footage.
Cringy?
So, like, seriously, like...
stock footage. It's like,
every episode,
we're in the jungle. We're going to have shooting directly at the camera.
Shoot at the camera, shoot to the right, swing your sword to the
swing
left.
it over.
Yeah, and every
like,
single episode,
all of a sudden,
that's all you see.
And then it's like, all of a sudden, we're in the Arctic. Shoot to the camera, shoot to the right, cross over to the left.
Yeah,
it's the same goddamn shot. You just
is.
change the fucking background.
Yeah, exactly. Right?
Oh.
So, I don't know, like, you just, when I went back and watched it as an adult, I was like, the fighting's actually kind of lame in this. Right. I remember it being a lot cooler when I was a kid, but the story was interesting.
Yeah.
So
you seem to still like it though, Mark.
It was still a...
I love it if someone, Funimation, wants to get their hands on it to give it a little bit of a polish here and there, a little bit of spit shine, and release it on a DVD, Blu-ray, full series.
Yeah.
None of this part 1, part 2 bullshit.
How many episodes are there? Like 50 or something?
52, I think.
How many parts are
Plus
there?
Endless Waltz. No, there's 2 parts, but like, go
Eureka
on
7?
Amazon. Huh?
Eureka 7?
There's like 3 parts to the story, right?
Okay.
Like there's like 3 major.
Well, we're
acts
talking
to the
about
story.
like volumes.
Oh.
So like
they release it in volumes.
Yeah.
And
If you look over there on to the left of the second to top shelf, you'll see majority of those are all complete series.
Yeah.
Not broken up or anything. Fooly Cooley is one exception because they just announced the new seasons for it.
Yeah.
I only have 2 parts, 2 series that are in parts right now. It's Hellsing, because you can't find that whatsoever, and they're essentially 3 movies. And then Eureka 7. And the only reason I agreed to have Eureka 7 as part 1, part 2, because they were both like $10 a piece.
Okay.
And that was fine. I was fine with that. Otherwise, I get it with Fairy Tale.
There's
Long ass.
So many.
It's got like 300 plus episodes. Oh, we're going to release
It
them.
would be like 500 for the whole series.
Seasons and whatnot, and have like 26 episodes on it and charge $50 a piece. And you got part, what did they just recently advertise? I think part 24. And it's like those individual parts, 12 episodes a piece. So you're looking at divide by 3, 4 hours worth of content, like $50 a piece. You're at 24. It's like, goddamn, Funimation, you've got the biggest fucking cash grab out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do that with any popular series.
Right.
Well,
But
anyway,
They, like,
yeah.
none of this
12
part one, part two
episodes
bullshit.
in one set.
Especially since if you try and go on Amazon and look for Gundam Wing DVD collection, part one, part two, both are over $100.
Yeah, because there's probably not too many. It's probably
Yeah,
pretty
no.
rare to
Not
find.
to mention the collector's edition, the Super Silver edition. You look for Cowboy Bebop on there, like the original before they re-released it on Blu-ray.
Mm-hmm.
It's like $80. And it's like, oh, look at that! Walmart's fucking got it for $24.
Yeah, did my brother
Yeah.
pick
It's
it
a
up at
classic.
Walmart
Yeah.
one day? I kind of remember that. I don't know if he ever watched it either. I think the only reason why he bought it was because either one of his coworkers or one of his friends told him about it. He's like, oh, why not? I'll just pick it up. And then he never watched it.
Brothers.
I thought
He reminds you of a certain person with games on Steam. Oh, I'll just, buy this.
Hey,
And then...
I thought he bought it because you asked him to.
he bought it for me because I asked him to. He bought it on pure impulse because of him.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
You know what's funny?
He impulse bought it and never watched it.
If I pull up Steam, if I pull up Steam right now, like the actual store, I have two in the cart right now.
Why
Oh,
are you,
God damn it.
why? I mean,
Hey, I'm trudging my way through play.
I thought I
Right.
saw on that Facebook that you were looking through, they were advertising a Humble bundle that had Stellaris in it.
Yeah, they were. But also
when are you getting a fighting game?
figured that this is a good time to announce. Me personally, this is Marsh, not Blitz. Blitz is still doing his thing. Don't worry. This is only affecting me because my computer's apparently shit now and can't handle, running a video game or two.
What about an older game?
Maybe, but it's the sheer fact of like YouTube takes a shitload of effort. I'll admit it. Takes a lot of effort.
You don't say.
Yeah, no
You
kidding.
Don't
You don't say.
say.
You were telling me how long did it take you to work on that script?
Oh yeah, so remember how I said that the bad dub is scheduled for late June, and I was like, oh, I can get through the script, by the end of May or first week of June.
We
Yeah.
might be able to get through one or two episodes if that. by
Okay,
the
so
end of
the
June.
first episode out of there's like 17 total. It took me 2.5 hours to write 5 minutes of script. And I finished, I wrote the rest of the episode, not including the stupid scene at the end. I didn't even dub that yet. That was, 5 hours.
Just scripting.
That's not voice recording. That's just straight up just writing.
Well, voice recording is going to go by
What
quick
took
Yeah.
you so long?
because it's going to be short.
Okay, so
and
you
concise.
probably think like, wow, you're the slowest writer ever. You're just a complete idiot. No, here's
No.
why it takes so long. The reason is because it's not my story. Okay, there's a couple problems. One, it's in a language that's completely foreign to me. I can recognize and understand maybe 10 Japanese symbols at most, right? So I have no freaking clue what's going on. So what I have to do is, it's all guesswork. And I'm like, okay, this appears to be the setting. This is probably what they're talking about. And not to mention, it's supposed to be a comedy. Like, the game's already a comedy as is, from what I can tell. We're
just-
going to make it even stupider.
Yeah.
But I want it to still make sense. If that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want it to just be like, hey, crack a joke. You know what I mean?
Really
Like,
hard to do with this specific story.
no, but if you, did you even read the script at all?
I'm going to be honest, I completely blanked on that.
Okay.
But believe me, I'm getting to it.
Okay. But I'm just
It's
saying,
funnier.
so if you read it though, like, you'll see that I created a coherent story
I
for
think it's-
for that episode. Like, it makes sense. It flows as a story. But that takes time. Like, I gotta get those wheels turning in my head, and I need to, like, then you write a sentence and you think, okay, I have to say almost every sentence that I write, I have to say out loud to myself to see, you were there. Go back. Episode 0, 1 minute.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, you have to, like, say, like, every sentence you have to say out loud to yourself and make sure that it actually sounds like it makes sense. And, it just, yeah, it's tough.
I do think it's funnier if there's a coherent story.
Because otherwise it'd be unwatchable crap if it was just like us saying random stupid stuff every single line. So there's different angles of humor that I'm trying to throw into it. I'm taking this seriously. This is not just like some stupid thing that I'm doing. Like, I'm totally legit taking this seriously. Anyway, we should probably end the episode so you can read this and that we don't hold up the audience.
Well, I was letting you explain that.
Okay.
God damn it, man.
Alright, let's take it off the air then, and then we can talk about it so we don't spoil
I think
anything.
you're having a good time.
All right, folks, we're gonna be talking about Sony's supposed new handheld, rumored new handheld next week, and then if you were if you wanted to go into a foreign country and to
Do something
participate in something,
yeah,
or experience something, but you had to know the language of that country, what would you want to do, and what would you have to learn?
And
you know what I would learn.
Probably. But
Okay.
we will find out next week on
Yeah.
episode 29.
should we give the country of origin?
No.
Also? Oh.
Yeah, well, yeah, the country
yeah,
of origin,
course.
when you originally talk about it.
Okay.
Next week, yes. But next week. So, I'm your host, Marsh. These are my two co-hosts.
The Radical Machine.
And,
Socrates.
see you
Thank
next
you.
week.